I'm Sam from Samuel Lloyd & Co, and I'm super excited to introduce our latest Carpathian Grey Defender 110 1992 200 TDI. Let's go check out some of the details. So yeah, this is a new thing we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing walk-around videos to bring our buyers closer to the vehicles, especially for ones that can't come and visit us. So what have we got? This was a Polish delivered Defender 110 from 1992, two-owner vehicle, originally delivered commercially to a fleet, which is quite often the case with Continental Rovers. We've done a full ground-up restoration, chassis off, frames been sandblasted, repaired, powder-coated, and then reassembled, mechanically overhauled. And then we'll obviously repaint the vehicle in this stunning Carpathian Grey. New Puma bonnet from SP. We've got new, I think some of the wings are new, all the door skins are new. Yeah, it's pretty comprehensive. What I'll do is I'll go around and show you some aspects that are special and unique. So starting with Polish heritage. This is Hyena bumper, Polish company that make a really phenomenal off-road bumper. We've also got it matched with the Hyena under protection, and then it's set off with a KBX grille. And then we've got a red lined badge to match the Hyena branding. These lights are interesting. They're from Thomas Performance, really good LED headlights, essential for a Defender because it can be very dark with the original factory lights. Then we've got LED smoked clear side lights and indicators, daytime running lights, which we'll show you. And then we've color coded the KBX grills with the wheel arches. I think what we'll do is we'll come round and we'll take a closer look. Okay, first up, I've got shocking knees. So if you hear a noise, it's not the car, it's my knees. But moving around, we've got the wheel arches, color matched with the KBX grills, and then with the hinges and the wheels. And the wheels are a sawtooth, 16-inch, wrapped in BF Goodrich all-terrain 235 85 16s. Probably our preference for a tyre. It's not too big that you ruin the ride comfort, but it's big enough to give you the presence and look that most people desire. Inside, the inner arches are galvanised, which is a really nice finish. Often they're just covered in underseal or they've got rusty. Galvanised seems to be the best option. You can hopefully see lots of new stainless items. And then we've got smoked side repeaters, TD5 style, just a nice touch to modernise it. Again, stainless steel fixings on the hinges. They're a TD5 hinge, stronger, better for supporting the door, and you get a better action when you close it. We've got Fire and Ice modular side steps, finished in satin black, anodized rivets, rubber steps. Basically a Land Rover genuine design, just improved in satin to tie everything together with all the black accents. And if we keep moving around, we've got this MP roof rack, which is probably one of our favorites. It's a non-modular design, so it's one piece. So a nightmare if you wanted to ship one to the US, but if you're lucky to be in Europe, like we are, you can get it delivered, bolt it straight on. Really sturdy, powder coated in satin black, and then you've got mounts at the front for spotlights. Yeah, really good cage. And then what we've got here is the VGS panoramic glass. So they are the OG of panoramic glass. Got it on the back as well. We've got a terra firma ladder. You would actually think it's MP, but it's not. But it matches up very well, which helps access the roof rack. And then again, we've got clear smoked LED Y-pack light kits, also for the reverse and the fogs, and for the number plate lights. Again, stainless steel fixings for the cross member. We've got a heavy duty spare wheel carrier, which is pretty essential, to be honest, for any wheel, because the weight on the normal rack tends to bend the door if it's overextended. So this really just prevents that. And makes the door action a lot easier to open and close. And then we've got the glass, panoramic glass at the back, the VGS glass. And I think what we'll do is we'll have a look inside now and show you all the interior details. Okay, so moving on to the interior, so for the rear, we've got a heavy duty matting system, which is great for sound deadening, great for practicality, durability, protecting the paint. And then we've got that paired with two benches, which are trimmed up to match the second and first row. So they're just Napa black with a white stitch. And then for the headliner, we've got Alcantara black, which is really nice. And then we've got tinted Alpine windows. So let's go and have a look at the front. Okay, so moving on to the front of the interior. It's very nice. It smells great, is the first thing I'm going to say. So we've actually got a variety of products going on here. So the seats are Lucari, it's their XS seat, perforated centres, white stitching. They're Puma high back, one piece, which is really nice. Feels very updated and modern. And then we've got Exmoor trims, centre armrest, which we just prefer to the Lucari one. It's a bit too many stitches for the look of the seats. So this works really well. Clips down, got cup holders. This is also from Exmoor, the gaiter cover, leather gaiter cover. And then what we've got is the first time I've actually used it, but is the TD5 dash kit. So this is a new product from SP, and it basically gives you the later style dash with the double dim head unit, and then you've got all your recesses for adding accessories like lights, heated seats. So that's really nice. We have kept it pretty standard, so people can do what they want. If it's anything that a customer would like, we can fit it. So, you know, be heated seats, heated windshield, you name it, we can sort it out. So we've got the Soundstream, which is great because it's got Sirius XM, which is something that we get requested all the time. And it's really hard to find a head unit in Europe that supports it. And we used to be fitting Blaupunkt DAB radios, which is completely pointless because none of our American customers can have DAB. So this is a really good solution. Works really well actually. And then we've got vent recesses, operate really well. For the door cards, these are also trimmed in black Napa leather to match the interior and the dash top. Simple design, white stitch in 3 places, really nice. And then for the steering wheel, we've got the same Napa leather, white stitching. Being I say a late 200 TDI, it's got the later 300 style steering wheel. For the gauge cluster, we've actually got a miles per hour speedo, which is another thing that a lot of people request, just for convenience. And then speakers down here. So like I said, it's 4-speaker setup. And then we've got genuine mats. When I say genuine, OEM is what I mean. And then you can see, you know, some of all the paint work and the new stainless steel fixings. So we'll go on to the second row now. So again, we've got the Napa leather trimmed door cards, white stitches, all very, very utilitarian in the right places. Not a fan of electric windows, central locking. It's just going to be a pain. The good old stuff is the best. Winders and manual locks. It's my first video, so you have to bear with me, a bit of back and forth here. But something that I forgot to mention on the exterior is the rivets. So that's one thing that's a complete bug of mine, is when the rivets get painted, when the car gets repainted. So yeah, these ones shouldn't be. So that's really nice. And then you can see the spot welds as well, which is nice to see. And then moving on inside, what we've decided to do, so for the second row back, we've actually done a textured Raptor finish for the footwells. I think this is great because the problem with a gloss body finish is they're going to get scratched in seconds. So this is really good, durable. We haven't done it for the front just because in the front it's not such a big deal with the transmission tunnel. It doesn't get so much wear. So it looks nice to have it in body color up there. But for the second row, definitely a great thing to have. Kids, dogs, whatever's going to be going on, getting in and out, that's great. And then for the second row, that's also matched again to the front and the back row. So it's Napa leather, white stitching. The side panels also are wrapped in Alcantara to match the headliner. So yeah, it ties it in really nicely. Okay, so we're on to the final phase of this walk around video, and that is the engine bay. The car's fitted with the notorious, dependable, reliable 200 TDI, introduced by Land Rover in 89, rolled out in 1990. They produced it till 1994, and then the 300 TDI was the evolution of it. Misconception is that people think the power between the 200 and the 300 is very different. It's actually very similar. It's mainly refinements on the 300 TDI in terms of noise and also meeting emissions regulations for Europe, which is what introduced it. I think on paper the 200 TDI has actually got a little bit more power, but I wouldn't think about it too much. It's not really a selling point. This engine's really nicely overhauled. We've got new lift pump, rebuilt fuel pump, rebuilt transmission from Ashcroft, which is really tight, smooth, uprated clutch, which is a bit lighter. And then, so this one's also got a really, really good pedigree, Carfax clean, 2-owner vehicle, The original mileage is documented on the Carfax, which is nice. Yeah, it can't go wrong. I think what we'll do now is we'll take it for a drive and tell you all about it. So, driving a 110, first drive. Lots of power. The Astrof transmission shifts really well, especially on the downshifts. Very tight. I'm not sure if they've done something to it, but it feels like the shifts between gears are a lot shorter than an original LT77 box. I don't know if that's just having it so new. Suspension standard, which I think is not a bad thing. Often if you fit a lift kit, they get quite unwieldy at highway speed. And actually, if you've got a good set of, 235, 85, 16 mud terrain, all-terrain tyres, you get quite a good look anyway, especially paired with a roof rack. So you probably don't need any more height. One thing we didn't mention on the walk when we were doing the walk around is this has actually got a 300 TDI rear axle. It's still a Salisbury axle, but it's got disc brakes on it, which is an upgrade over the standard 200 TDI setup, which is a good option if you're ever considering in the future an LS conversion, a Rover V8 conversion, or doing a lot of power upgrades, because you've got more stopping power anyway, and then you've got more options if you want to upgrade the brakes, discs and rotors. Sorry, not discs and rotors. Rotors and calipers. That's third gear. We're going to fourth. That does put a smile on your face on a summer's day. Okay, we're going to fifth. We're doing about 50 miles an hour. Actually, I just slowed down for a speed bump and went from fifth to second, went straight in, no problems. Which often you'll find on like a worn gearbox, the synchro mesh tends to go in second, because I guess it's probably the most used gear. Okay, so guys, I hope you enjoyed the walk around and the drive. Thanks for watching, and you know where to find us at samuellloydco.com. Please subscribe to YouTube, please go on Instagram and follow us, and stay tuned for lots more.